Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. It's been a long time. The animals over here, they are some hungry animals. And you can see just how many baby goats I've been having. We have lots and lots of goats now. I haven't grained the animals in 2 days due to the fact that I knew I wanted them hungry so I could get them out of the pen and get over here from the side they're in where they ate everything down over here into the original pen, the 6 acres. And it's all grown up. I did a video. I didn't upload it or nothing. I'm going to do a video like I just did. I'll do one in a week, and then I'll do one at the end of the 2 months of them being here. Of course, it's not going to take 2 months for them to eat it all down. I'm thinking about a week. The horses, the Zorse, and the miniature donkeys are not going to go in today, just due to the fact that I don't want them to eat too much of the lush green grasses and they end up foundering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop down. I'm going to go ahead and open the gate, start getting the animals in, so you guys will be able to see the animals going in. And then I'll come grab the tripod. And if there's chat and questions and everything like that, then at that point I'll go over that and go from there. So give me 1 second and I'll be back. Out here. Today's the day, guys. Today's the day. I'm gonna pull this. We're gonna start bringing these guys out. Okay. Come on, Clarabelle. Come out. All right. You guys ready? Hey, goats! Come on, goats! Hey, goats! Come on, goats! Come on, goats! Come on, boys! Come on, guys! Let's go! Hey! Come on, C's! On Cleo, let's go! Come on, Tulip! Come on! Good girl! Come on! Good girl! All right. Oh, there we go. You're here too, damn much. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Stampede. Let's go. Come on, Mom, Cleo. Come on. Let's go. Mocha, come on, Mocha. Come on, Steve. Go, little baby. Go. Come on, Mom, Cleo. Come on, Mocha. Come on, Mocha. Let's go. Come on, Mocha. Mocha. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Let's go. Let's go. Go ahead. There it goes. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Good, Steve. Watch out. Let's go. Get your butts in. Go. 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 Good baby. I'm sorry, Johnny. You can't come back. You can't. I know. Not fair. All right, what I'm gonna do real quick is I have feed right there. I'm gonna go ahead and feed the horses, the Zorse, the emus. They're gonna stay in the old pen or in the new pen. All these guys are gonna eat. Why leave the horses? Because there's no green left here. If they eat too much of the green, rich vegetation, they can founder. It's foundering is really well known in donkeys, horses, of course the Zorse. So the 5 of them will remain in here. The emus are going to stay in here because I don't want to deal with going in and out the gate when I drive up the driveway to leave the homestead, come back, dealing with the emus trying to run out on me or whatever. So for however long it takes for the animals to eat it about halfway down, and then I'll go ahead and bring the horses, the donkeys, the Zorse, and they'll all be back in here minus the emus. So I'll let you just check out the animals eating while I feed them real quick, and then I'll hop out the truck with the iPod and go in, answer questions, go over some stuff I've been getting done and things like that. So I'll be right back. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. I know, you want some grain too. I know. Good girl. Go eat, Pickle. Go eat, baby. Go eat, Doug. What's up? come on. Couple days without grain and you see exactly how hungry the animals are. They're more entertained in the grasses than they are for sweet feed. What do you think? All right, so they're all fed. And then over here, we got Goofy that's being goofy, not going over to eat right now. But we've got Girl, the white horse, Gunner, the brown horse, Stubbs, the Zorse, Baby, the white miniature donkey, Pickles, the other miniature donkey, and then I believe it's Henry in the trough, Beautiful, the emus over there. So we got the 3 emus here. So the 3 emus are going to be in the pen for now on, and then rest of the animals are going to be in here for now. As you can tell, like I said, I haven't grained the animals for 2 days because I wanted to get them into this pen easily without sitting here trying to chase animals and everything else. And you can see some of them went to the sweet feed, but a lot of them are all the way at the front, going all the way up there already, going to the front of the pen. So they're not starving. They'd rather have the grass than anything else. Hey DT, how are you doing? So I'm gonna hop out the truck with the tripod. Got to tighten everything back down. Haven't used this tripod in a while. I know a lot of people have been asking me to do live streams and everything else. How long will it take for them to eat all the new greens? My hay lady believes it's going to be a week. And that's the scary part, because the new pen, which is 15 acres, so I've done all this fencing this summer, this spring, and everything else. And last winter, I've done a whole lot of fencing. So 15 acres got ate down to this, where it's just down to dirt in 2 months. I would say probably a week or 2 weeks ago, there was maybe a little bit of green here and there. So basically 2 months, they ate 15 acres down. So this is only 6 acres they're back in. So they were in the 6 acres for 5 years. So they're not used to all the green anymore, like Colorado, because I had 50 acres fenced. I just don't have that much fenced here, and I can only do so much. And then money wise, I can only do so much. So if my hay lady's right, and it's a week to week and a half for them to eat this down, that saves me roughly a bale and a half of hay, which only equates to $75 in savings. So it's not much, but I'm hoping over the next 2 months, the 15 acres will grow back up, and then that will save me $150 in hay. And then every 2 months, but we're getting ready to go back into winter, so I'm not going to have that growth again over the winter. But come next year, I'll have more growing, and I'll start saving money in each pen. And then if I can get from this pen up to my shed done by May 1st of next year, like I'm hoping to, then I'll have a third pen. And then eventually, when I can start fencing this side of Purdom Lane, then I'll have one massive pen here and then one big pen here. So this side will be about 40 acres from the mailbox coming down Purdom Lane. Of course, from this post going all the way up there, I'm going to fence as well. So that way the animals can't come through the road. Then I can take these gates down, and then the only gate I have will be up there, and then I'll have a gate way down there. So that way it's less gates I have to go through coming and going from the homestead, because nobody likes getting out and opening gates. So eventually this cross fence will get taken down, and then the cross fence on today's Homesteader lane will get taken down, and then it'll be from the shed to the mailbox of 40 acres for them to be on all the time. And then this side will be roughly 60 acres. Once I fence everything here, I'll tear down this fence, and then it'd be fence all the way down. Or no, I take that back. The fence is only going to be the perimeter, because the animals will be on the road here, and that's why I'll have the gate all the way at the end of my driveway before I go up to the house by Steve's house as well. So that way I don't have to do all the fencing along this side of Purdom Lane. That will save me a whole lot of money. That's about $150,000 to $200,000 of fencing and T-posts and zip ties and everything that will save me. And I'll just do the perimeter down down Moscow Love Road, the main dirt road. And then the neighbors have fences, but I'll be doing fences there as well. And then there have this 60 acres. Now, you say 60 and 40 is only 100 acres. That's true. I have 120. My house area is fenced off, so that's going to be a bunch of land not allowed for the animals, because I don't want horse turds and cow patties and goat droppings all around my house. I want to be able to go out my house and not deal with a bunch of poop. And then, of course, Steve's got his part of the land, so that's why it's only going to be about 100 acres. But that way I'll have 40 acres for them to graze for 2 months, then bring them over here for the 60 acres for 2 months, and then bring them back and bring them back and bring them back. So, 15 acres goes away in 2 months of them grazing, but 40 acres would last, a whole lot more than 2 months. So at that point, I'll start having tall grass like this on both sides. It's just having to get there. So let me go ahead, get out. I'll walk through. Does that mean the camels can't use a hot tub? Of course they can't use a hot tub. I don't like smoke around me. And those camel smokes back in the day. So, let me get in here. Update on animals. Have you sold any more real estate since the last update? No, I haven't, Scott. The only real estate I have is the restaurant, and the restaurant's still for sale. Just dropped it $10,000 a couple days ago to try to get it moving. I'm gonna buy some plywood and some insulation next week. I have an appointment with the VA for my yearly checkup. So when I go there, I'm gonna get some plywood, some insulation. I'm gonna try to finish a couple walls in the new shed, since that's gonna be a storage shed, and I'm gonna start getting everything out of the restaurant. I'm hoping if I get everything out the restaurant, then I can uncover the windows so people can look in and see the inside, because the inside's in better condition than the outside. So they got a better idea of that. And then I have not mowed, weed ate, trimmed, or done anything over there all spring or summer. So everything's grown at the restaurant like over here. So I need to get over there, get all that whacked down. My time was getting this fencing done, so that way I didn't have that issue. I'm going to leave my phone on tripod. So yes, so none on that. And let's see. Okay, yeah. So these guys are doing their thing. The animals being sold. I sold some male goats earlier this summer. And then my black zebu, love bug that everybody may remember. I lost him, I believe, back in either April or May. He was 15 and a half years old. And they only live to 15 to 18 or something, 15, 16 years. Because they're zebu, they're not American cattle. So I did lose one of my zebus, but I have a bunch of babies. Mocha right here is one of the babies that was born. She's a pretty girl. Of course, all these baby goats, you can see tons and tons of goats. Butters is growing up. So he's getting bigger and bigger, older and older. And then we get up here where everybody else is. But you can see, now I'm going to have to take my phone off the tripod. I can't carry a tripod like that. But down here, there's Mama Silverton. She's one of the original. Old Red down there was original. Hershey was born when I lived in Marshall at Carla's. But you can see the pond's got a little bit of water in it, not much. Tulip, one of the girls that I bought. Little Bullet right there, the silver one next to her. And Little Bullet had Cinnamon Roll right there, the little spunky girl. She likes just bouncing around. We got Princess that was born last year. Big Mama, of course, the one-horn cattle. She's due, I think, in November. We got Brutus. He's another original. Tulip and Big Mama were the ones that I purchased. And we got little baby mama right there, the little white one next to Princess. She was born, I think, last year as well. But you can see the goats are already all the way out there. They're totally excited to be back into the greenery. So they're all over the place. Of course, Caesar and Cleopatra, wherever she went. But you can see they're taking no time to munch everything down. They're excited. So not all places out here is grown up. You can see there's a lot of dead spots and everything. The ground out here, this is what it is. It's rock, 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 and more rock. But by the animals being in here for 5 years, pooping, peeing, fertilizing, and then of course all the bales of hay that I set turns into the black soil that is slowly absorbing water and building the soil up. And then of course all the root crops that I'm doing between the turnips and daikon radishes and everything like that, more and more is building everything up. So you can see everybody's happy. We'll see how quick it takes for them to eat everything. But I mean, all these daikon radishes, purple top turnips, so on and so forth. I was able to keep the neighbors' animals from getting in here this year. So I was able to save some, or most of it. Some up front got ate up by the animals, but got that taken care of. And then here, I've been putting out pictures. There's an ear of corn right there. You can see the hairs hanging off of that one. I got another stalk up here that have the silver hair. That's actually turned brown now. And then we got the big old hogs doing their thing. But these are T-posts. I ran out T-posts halfway down. So that's why I said I need the rest of T-posts there. And then I had the fencing here. So this used to be Purdom Lane going all the way out. And then it went out there. I just posted pictures on Facebook from my Facebook memories on when I bought this July 30th of 2020 to where I am now. And then I just took picture, so I'll upload that picture at another time. But they've got hay in here. Used to have all that junk up in here. I've taken a lot of trailer loads, truck loads of scrap metal. I got everything picked up, all the trash hauled out, and just been burning. Put up this fencing here, put up the gate here. This fencing all the way down Gregory Lane is all new fencing. I took out the 6-foot fencing, swapping it out to this, and then little by little just grinding away, getting things done. So had to fence the gate so that way the goats can't get out. Hopefully the baby goats don't go under the gate here, because I do have a pretty big gap. I need to bring some rock in to level that off. So hopefully they're staying here. That might be the only issue I'm gonna have, but I'm excited. Didn't think I was gonna get this much growth. And some of this is 8 foot tall. Some of that over there is 10 foot tall. And so they're gonna have a good amount to do. And then like this, big old purple top. Of course, I've got some bigger ones. I've taken pictures. But over here, got acorn pumpkins that are growing. So are the acorn pumpkins going to grow all the way? Are they going to get big? Probably not now, because animals are going to come in here, eat everything up. But it's all got to go to them anyhow. It saves me money in the long run. And like we saw last year, I didn't get a single purple top turnip, daikon radish, or anything, because I eat them as well. I slice them up into like thin chips, and they're really good. And then of course the pigs love them as well, right, piggers? There's some greens, and the pigs are happy because I throw them some purple top turnips every day, along with the feed that you can see they're finishing up. But are you happy? Happy goats. Let's see. Do coyotes cause any issues for me? No, Scott. The reason coyotes don't cause me any issues, and the reason why my animals don't get out, minus this gate, I got to fix that gate, is unlike most people that do homesteading, they don't understand the proper fencing to do. So when you do proper fencing, nothing can get in, nothing can get out. Now, of course, that's not everything, because dogs, I've had neighbors' dogs dig underneath my fence and get in, killed all those geese that I had. That's why I only have the one goose left. So something like that, yes, I have issues. But most coyotes, all that don't. I've got donkeys, so that's a predatory distracting animal or protection animal. The camels, used to have the llamas. And then I've got the dogs, and I run the dogs in the pens, so they mark everything. But this is the new 5-foot fencing. It is 6 gauge, super thick steel. You can see my finger next to it. It's thick. And then this is all the 6-foot fence that you can see the camels devastate it, because they just put their necks down on it and they smash everything up. I put my finger next to that, and you see how thin that is compared to the 6 gauge. So 6 gauge, 14 gauge. In metal, the larger the number, the smaller the size. So eventually I'm going to tear all this out. I'll be doing the 5-foot horse fence panels, 6 gauge, all the way down here. And then on the outside, I'll be doing the brush pile like I'm doing down Gregory Lane. That will give a windbreak, privacy, animal habitat. And then if the camels try to push against the fence with all the brush pile up 5 foot tall, it helps protect the fence. But I can tell you one thing, I have a lot of goats. I haven't had this many goats in a long time, and you can see little Peaches. She's the last mama. She had those 2 little babies, the one that's nursing right now, that black one, and that little white one right in front. So they're the newest. They were born, I want to say maybe a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. She's the latest one that popped. Yes, Goose. I know. I talked about you. You got to be the last one on camera, right? Yeah. So between Clarabelle and Nestor, I don't know where Nestor is. Nestor went somewhere else. But the goose stays with either Clarabelle or Nestor. So, there's Nestor right here with the white splotch. So the goose has its friends. Eventually I'll get some more geese. I got the peacocks moved up to my house site. I'll take some pictures of that going forward. I just got them moved, not last night, but the night before. But I'll tell you, it's a lot of goats. Don't even know what my goat count is because this is only a small portion of them. As you saw, there's a bunch up over there. But they're big old happy goats, big old fat goats doing their thing. So I've had some people ask me to do live streams again. I've had people asking me when I'm going to start doing the Sunday, Monday vlogs again. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, here comes more goats. Not sure when I'm going to start filming again. What are we crying about? What are you doing? Where are you at? What are you doing in there? Why you go in the pig pen, Carmel? Get out the pig pen. I'll tell you, goats. Got all this green grass, and where's she go? She goes inside the pig pen where there's no grass. That's goats for you. But I'm not making this where goats can't get through. My perimeter fence, that does it. But I'll go up here real quick and I'll show you some of that. But going back to filming, I'm not sure when I'm going to start, if I'm going to start. Well, I know I'm going to start at some point, but I just hate technology, hate being on the phone. For those of you that wonder, right there on the left side is baking soda. Right side is trace minerals. And then the back side is white rock salt. I have one of these in this pen. I have another one down in the other pen where the horses are. So that way, if they get gassy or they start to bloat, because goats are prone to bloating, along with sweet feed that I feed can cause bloat. They go in there, they eat the baking soda and the minerals and everything like that. And that's why they stay healthy. I don't do all the worming and all that. I normally do worming in the springs with the pellets. And that's pretty much all the worming I do on the animals. Of course, we all know I don't do vaccines and all that type of stuff because that's not what I do. And baby boy right here and tiny dude on the other side are two of the original three goats that I got back when I first started homesteading. So can't complain because it seems to work for me. It's doing what I need it to do, and the animals are still here. Like I said, Love Bug died at 15 and a half, so that's pretty good to have him for 5 years. I bought him, he was 9 and a half, so he lived 5 years with me. Everybody else, I got the camels, the Zors, the donkeys in 2020, so they've been here for 5 years, and then of course the goats in 2016. Next year be 10 years, so I can't complain. This pond still has water in it, so they'll be up here to drink water out of this. And then I got a couple of these brush things several years ago that I never did anything with, and now that I tore this used to be Purdom Lane right here, went through right through here, so you can see it's now fence and the brush pile fencing. But I went ahead, I put the brushes on there so that way they have their own scratching post. They're going to find that eventually. This is the old peacock pen. I started taking the peacock pen down. I'll show that at a later date. But right here, You can see the Purdom Lane sign down there. And then this is all the fencing I've done. Fencing down here. Let me turn the camera back around. So it starts there, comes all the way down. I've done all this brush pile fencing. Like I said, I've been working on this for 5 years. Eventually, it will be done. It's not done. But basically, from my mailbox all the way to the back gate is completely fenced now. The only thing I got to do is finish the brush pile fencing. It's going to take probably another 5 years to finish, because you can see it goes down to nothing. And little by little, once I get down there, some more. Got all sugar snap peas and things like that, all the daikon radishes, of course, all the thick growth. So little by little, and then once the animals get done in here and they eat everything back down, all these logs and sticks that I haven't got out of here, I'll be getting out of here and hauling with the trailer, put over here on the brush pile fencing. But like I said, once the brush is up to the 5 feet like it was back there, it's a massive windbreak. When the sun comes up over here in the morning, they've got shade. As everything breaks down, it creates fertile ground. As the wood absorbs water, it's like a water bank for the roots of all the grasses and stuff to grow. And then eventually I'm going to come through, and any of these trees along the fence I'm going to take out, so that way this is all clear. And then eventually rent a dozer, and I'm going to dozer a road where I can drive along the fence all the way around the perimeter of the homestead. So that way, if I got to come through or whatever, I can get all that done. Pull all these posts. I got to take all those posts out and go from there. But these posts and the T-post, I wasn't able to take out. So I've got to wait until I have my dozer guy or excavator guy come over with his excavator or his big tractor to pull all these posts. I had all the 6-foot wire fence through here. So of course now it's got all the new 5-foot 6-gauge wire horse panels. And then of course the sheep and goat 4-foot fence that blocked that off. And like I said, this goes all the way down, all the way around. And for those of you that saw the pictures earlier this spring of how beautiful all the seed that I put in here and all the grass that was growing up nice in here, I'm going to show you exactly what these animals did in 2 months of being in this pen. If I don't fall trying to jump a fence with one hand. But you can see there's still a very, very little bit of green. Little spikes of green popping up still. We still have some leaves, so they haven't ate everything out of here. But it's not much left. So, like I said, over 2 months, this should all grow back up. Now, the next thing I'm doing, and if you have bad ground, I'm going to tell you, this works amazing. So, you see the ground, it's all rock. Horrible ground here. Put a hay bale there, put a hay bale there, put a hay bale, and you rotate where you put the hay bale. In the original pen, I kept doing it in the same spot all the time. So like you can see that big rock face there and the rock face there. I should have been putting hay all over the place. So I've learned where the hay breaks down, you got all the cow patties, you got the horse turds and things like that. It makes really good ground. So that's what I'm doing, or that's what I did in this pen, and that's what I'm going to do in the other pen, is put the hay bales sporadically so it covers. You know, leave a little spot open, leave a little spot open, wait for a breakdown. What doesn't grow up, then bring another hay bale, drop it right there. You know, drop it, so on and so forth, so that way it grows. But this was the beautiful beginning of this year, that I had all this nice grass all the way through when I first brought the animals over. And you can see they've taken it down to nothing. And of course, like I said, all this fencing Got all this fencing done. Got some brush pile. And then what's really good, I took some pictures. I haven't put up the pictures yet. But all this new growth. So not only do I have the brush pile here, but then I have all the new growth that grows up. So eventually it will be a nice privacy hedge, a nice privacy fence, and give me distance from neighbors and things like that. As that is one of them driving through right there. So that way the animals aren't seen. I don't have to deal with the neighbors coming up on the fence line, yelling, drunk, everything like that, screaming at me. So that way that blocks off. That's another reason why I went ahead and changed my back gate here that I was coming in for today's Homesteader Lane. I'm taking this fence all the way down, so that way the only entrance to the homestead is going to be through the front, and the only exit is going to be through the front. That way that saves me on needing as many gates. That saves me on multiple entrances to the homestead to maintain. And then Purdom Lane going all the way up to my house. Eventually I'll rent a dozer. I'll get a vibrating compactor and then get gravel. And I'm going to make a very nice driveway through, so that way I don't tear up my truck on the ruts and the bumps and everything like that. But like I said, all this beautiful, beautiful ground that was lush and green is gone. Another thing that really helps is this. I can walk through the homestead now, through the woods, and everything is 9 foot tall. I don't have to do all the clearing. All I got to do is I'm going to come in, cut all these stumps from years ago when I started clearing out some of the woods, trying to do stuff by hand. I'll let the animals come in, eat it, bring the truck and trailer through here, load up all the sticks, cut the stumps, load up the stumps, stack all the brush along the fencing. So as you can see, it's a nice privacy fence. It doubles, if not triples, the strength of the fence. So if the camels try to push it over, or the bulls are fighting or something and they run into the fence, the T-posts are even more supported. And then of course I went ahead and fenced there, and then the brush pile fence will come, and then this will come over, because I made this curve here to come into the homestead on this backside. So now I don't need this curve now, so I'm matching the fence up to the rest of the fencing. So all this brush is going to come out of here. All this fence will come down eventually, and then that will be the perimeter fence like this one was temporarily. So little by little that's going to get done. And then this winter, I'm not sure all my plans for this winter. It's going to be more like end of year in review. We'll go over everything I've done, what I didn't get done on my to-do list, and then the new year, new goal video, we'll go over everything that I've got planned coming up, and going from there, because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be able to get done this winter or not. But I do want to try to get this mulch pile out of here, get that up to the house site, and then got to get this whole property line surveyed, and then that way I can go ahead and get fencing over there. And once I get the fencing over there, that will go down the property line to the corner and then up the mountain to my house site. And once I'm able to get that property line surveyed, because we all know, just like in Colorado, I survey everything, so that way my fence is on my property. I want that 100% survey, because they guarantee it within, I think it's of a quarter inch, because it's all digital survey. They bring the stakes. Where the stakes are, it's give or take a quarter inch. So you put the fence 2 inches away from their pins, you're on your property. You don't have any dispute at that point. So I'm going to do 2 layers of this fence on that property line, because that's the neighbors I have issues with. So I'm going to do I can't even think of the name. The cages that have rocks in it. I can't think of the name right now. Something basket. Oh, I hate when that happens. You can't think of that specific word. But anyhow, I'm going to do one layer of fence, and then in the middle, instead of rocks, I'm going to do branches. And then I'll do another fence on the inside. Um, the reason I can do the branches and all that on the outside of this fence is because I own to the center of the road. So this is all still my property outside of this fence. So I don't need a secondary fence. Where the property line with the neighbors, I'm going to have, they're complaining because they watched me for all these years putting sticks along the property line and liked it because they walk around naked and da da da. But now, you know, since everything happened how it happened, they complain because there's a twig sticking 4 inches over their property line. So that way, if I do a straight fence, it's not sticking over property line. I don't have to listen to that, deal with that. My lawyers don't have to do anything. And we've already gone through spouts with the lawyer, and I've been in the right. So just do that. Get rid of the headache. Don't have any more headaches. Continue living my life. And then peace of mind. There's a giant hedge all the way around the property. Nobody's coming into the property. The animals aren't getting out the property. Neighbor dogs aren't killing my animals. Neighbor hogs aren't eating my crops that I spend money and time producing for my animals. And then it's an animal refuge. Through here, oh, check that out. There's another one. Inside the animal pen here was a little baby. So this is a new one in this pen. I just took pictures of the pen the animals just went into that the mama had a baby a little while ago. This is a new one in this pen. Of course, this is where the animals just were. So this would make this, oh my gosh, there's another little baby. So that makes it like 10 or 11 or 12 babies born here on the homestead. Now, no, they aren't my deer. They're nature's deer. But this is how safe the animals feel. And as you can tell, let me see. Oh, flipped it around too quick. I'm right here, the babies right there. So the babies aren't taking off, running away from me. And that's what I'm talking about. They're safe inside here. The neighbor dogs can't go after them. The coyotes around here aren't going after them. Other dogs and stuff aren't going after them. They're not running out into the road, getting ran over, getting hit. And like this, you know, randomly on the live stream, 2 baby deer just sitting here on the homestead right in front of me. So that just goes to show what I've been doing and seeing life born, seeing life grow, seeing life thrive here on the homestead. These brush piles, I can't tell you how many rabbits, armadillos, groundhogs, marmots, all of that are living inside these brush piles. Because I look at it this way, my animals devastate the landscape, to say the least. You know, they take away the food source. However, all the mama deers been in here eating purple top turnips, eating millet, eating all different food because I'm replenishing it. So to see all this life just being born and doing its thing has been amazing. Hey Duke, how are you doing? I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck, Alien. Thank you. Keep working. I need to go. Catch you next time. All right, DT, you take it easy. Have a great night. Hope your work week went well, and I'll catch you later. But we'll get back down here. You can see the millet I spread. So I'm hoping the animals had all that down to dirt. We all saw nothing was growing in there. I seeded the millet in here the same time I seeded over here. I did not do nearly any seed in here. Only thing I put in here were some purple top turnips, daikon radish, and millet. I didn't do all the different grass seed. I didn't do I don't even remember what all I seeded because it was a bunch. But all that seed was done up here where I had that beautiful grass. So I'm hoping in the next 2 months, all this is going to grow up just like that. And then I'll be in good shape if it turns out like that in here, because that will save me a lot more on the feed bill. And you can see everybody's out here just doing their thing. Happy as a clam. Minus, of course, the horses and donkeys and the zorse because they're down here. But they're going to get over there in some point. But like I said, just horrible ground here. Just rocks, rocks, and more rocks. But as I put more hay down and the feces from the animals, it builds up, and then big clumps of hair like that from the camels when they shed it. It's all going back into the ground, and eventually will help grow new seed, new plants, and start building up vegetation yet again. So you can see these guys are happy because they're not being ran over by all the goats. They're able to eat in peace. And then the only thing I've got to do is the water troughs that are down there. I've got a whole bunch in here, but I'm going to pull some water troughs to put in here for the animals. They're good right now because of the ponds. You can see all the goats all the way up there at the very top of the fence line. Got goats down here. I've got goats for days. Tons and tons of goats. And then I'm going to have to pull 4 of these troughs out. So that way I'm not dumping feed on the ground like I did up here. And then, like I said, the baking soda, the trace minerals, and white rock salt is in this as well. So they can munch on this as needed. So that way, no matter what pen they're in, they have what they need. And like I said, the horses, the donkeys, the zorse will go in the other pen with the other animals in, I don't know, 4 days. If it's going to take a week for them to eat it completely. I do want them to get some green. But you can see, girl's a happy horse. Right, mama girl? She got a big old belly on her. Gunner's got a big old belly on him. Stubbs got a big old belly on him. And then the only animals that will be in here are the 3 emus. And like I said, I don't want to have to go through gates with emus because they're so erratic, where a goat, you can yell and the goat will run, or the cows will run, or the camels will move. Emus will just try to run out on you. But yeah, it's been a lot of fencing this year. It's been a lot of stuff. I've done some stuff up at the house site. Built a 60-foot by 6-foot peacock pen. So the peacocks are happy. They're in a massive pen now. Built some roost in there. So eventually I'll get some chickens. And I'll have the chickens go in there. Eventually I'll get some female peacocks so I can get baby peacocks. I went to get rid of the peacocks. And the trade fell through. I was going to trade them for little bull zebu. And now I was going to put them online, but I'm like, I just don't want to deal with people. So I ended up keeping peacocks, did the pen so that way I can see them every time I come up and down the driveway. I can talk to them through the window. But you can see it's going to take them no time to munch everything down. They're going to go hog wild on the feed. But with that, that's all I have for now. I'm going to run the feed buckets back up from feeding, and then I'm going to go jump in the hot tub and relax for the rest of the day because I spent the whole morning doing some work here, getting the last little bit of stuff out of the pen. Like peacock better than people. You got that right, Duke. I like any animal better than people, and that's why I'm on 120 acres, and that's why I'm doing brush pile fencing. Not just for the environment, not just for the animals, not for wildlife, but it's also for me. It keeps everybody away, 100%. And Pickles, she's disappointed. She's sitting here looking like, look at all these fat goats eating the green, and I ain't gonna have nothing left to eat. They all think they're gonna go eat. Yep, it's nature therapy. And like I said, walking through here, checking on the animals, and running into baby deer and seeing mama deer and everything like that, you can't ask for a better way of life. And I had somebody on Facebook tell me they're waiting for me to buy a vacation property and start working on that. And I'm like, I don't need a vacation property. This is my vacation property. Being away from people, submerged in nature, filled with animals, both wildlife and my own bank account drainers, because that's all they are lawn ornaments here. Cost me $2,500 a month. But as you see, they all live in harmony. They do their thing. They're all fat. They're all happy. And they're ready for fall to get here, so all the flies and stuff go away. Then they don't have to deal with the flies. But with that, I'm going to head out. I hope everybody has a great night. Thanks for commenting and being part of the journey. I know it's been a while since I've been on. Eventually, I'll start getting back to the Sunday, Monday vlogs and do some more. But yeah, I've just been enjoying life, getting things done here on the homestead, and going from there. I'll have to go back, look at this video, see how the live stream went. If I pixelated a bunch, if I cut in and out, I don't know. I will start eventually filming some videos and doing some editing. I need to make a new intro and exit to my videos and get back to doing some of those, and then I can film like the fencing I've done, the different projects I've been doing and things like that. I've been trying to throw up some photos because for a while I didn't do anything, and I had a bunch of people asking, please do something. So I started doing photos because that only takes a couple seconds to pop it into a post and throw it up so you guys could see some of the stuff I'm still doing. What are you doing, handsome man? Breeding season's getting ready to start. Male camels, for those of you that don't know, they secrete stuff on their bumps right there on the back at breeding season. So unfortunately, Caesar doesn't get Cleopatra pregnant because she's too big for him. So don't look like I'll have baby camels, but he'll hump and haul and jump around. But at least you guys got some photos. At least I did, what, almost an hour live stream. You got to see a good section of the homestead, both the old pen and the new 15-acre pen. But yeah, having the animals clear everything out like that, it's really nice. Eventually, like I said, hopefully by May 1st, I'll have a pen up to the shed. And then at that point, I'll do a lot more videos because I'll be able to just turn on my phone, do a live stream at the house, and then I'll haul the feed buckets all the way up to house, be able to have the live stream there so everybody can see feeding time, or just live stream throughout the day and when the animals come up to drink out the water troughs. But then again, they'll be down here at the ponds as well. So it's not guaranteed they're always going to be up there, but little by little, I'll get back to doing videos, doing more posts and things like that. But for now, it's going to be, I'm not even sure. I'm going to probably not cut firewood, but use my log splitter, start splitting firewood up. Got to try to figure out a way for heating this winter. Solar's been great. No issues there. I'll go over some of that in later videos. But yeah, the animals are happy. They're all doing good. Still got pretty much all my original animals, for those of you wondering if they're still alive, if they're still kicking, if I'm still alive, if I'm still kicking. And with that, I hope everybody has a great night, a great upcoming weekend. I hope their spring and summer has been good. And like always, my saying, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for being part of the journey. Thank you for coming back after all this time. Like I said, I'm not here to sell a bunch of stuff. I'm not here to become a 1 million follower channel. So I don't have the dedication to this channel. It was just for me. But I do enjoy sharing with you guys. It's just, I hate technology. I'd rather be out here walking with the animals, talking to the animals, than squawking, talking, walking on YouTube. Rather do that out here. So with that, have a great night. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.